Hi everyone, welcome to Colette's Thermi Kitchen. My name is Collette Mitrega. I'm a Thermomix consultant in Australia and I'd love to show you the Thermomix, but more about that a little bit later on. Now today what we're doing is we're going to be doing another curry. You know I love my curries, and we've done red curries, we've done green curries and a plethora of Indian curries, but I haven't yet done a yellow curry with you, and that's what's on the menu today. Now this recipe from Cookie Do, it's absolutely delicious and it's a really good quick recipe. It's the beef and cashew nut yellow curry. And with Cookie Do, as you know, keep an eye on that main page that changes more or less weekly. There are so many new recipes going up. This is one that has recently been popped up, and I think we have about over 100,000 recipes to choose from. So that's why when you have a Thermomix in your kitchen, life is really, really exciting. So let's crack on and get started with this gorgeous curry. So the first thing, pressing start cooking, super easy. It wants me to get some sesame oil. So I'm just going to my oils cupboard. Some sesame oil.
Look at that, how well organised is that cupboard?
Well, the above kitchen cupboards, I think the above hob cupboards are great because they have little shelves. And being a foodie, I have to have lots of different types of oils. You don't need them, of course, but anyhow, this is calling for sesame oil, good in flavour, but very powerful. Now, because it's just Andrew and I for dinner, I am halving the quantities and I'm just making enough for two. And I'll talk more about how you can increase this recipe a bit later. So we're putting in about 7 grams or so of sesame oil. Great. Hitting next, and now we're putting in some beef fillet or whatever kind of good quality beef steak you like to use. And remember, whenever you're using your steak, you want to make sure you've taken it out of the fridge for at least half an hour, so you're going to get a better cook on your steak by using it kind of at more or less at room temperature. So we want 300 grams. Now I'm going to go for the whole 300 grams, but and I'm going to pop that in. I haven't got any.
Is this fillet steak?
This is I fillet. Yeah, this is what I
Excellent.
fillet. And of course, when you pop your steak in, you want to make sure that you are getting it around the base, not sitting on the lid, and it's nice and evenly spaced. So there you go, just all around nicely, perfect. All right, so I've got nearly that much, so that's good. My hands. Hitting next, and the splatter guard is being called for, which I of course have forgotten to take out. So I'm going to grab the splatter guard in the Thermomix drawer. So remember, the splatter guard has the hole in the center covered, which means when this hits that really high heat, nothing is going to splatter out and hurt us. So lots of really, really good safety features with the TM6. Done. And now we're going to go for 5 minutes at high heat. So that's now locking in place beautifully. Okay. And you know, you have got these arms that lock it in, so that lid's not going to come off, which is a good thing.
Cheers.
This way. Oh, cheers, darling.
Cheers.
It's Saturday. Yeah, actually this rosé is absolutely lovely. Enjoying that.
Is that the they call it the Three Little Pigs, or?
No, it was a different one.
Was
It's
it?
a different one, but it's very, very nice. Can you hear it sizzling?
I can.
That's what the other Thermomixes can't do. And it is such a game changer with the TM6. So with the TM5 and the TM31, still fabulous machines. But of course, you know, the TM5 is like, what, about 11 years old now? So of course, technology progresses. And one of the things that I was most excited about with the TM6 is that it can cook at high heat. So that means that steak is going to be seared, trapping in all that flavour and moisture, whereas with the previous models, it couldn't get high enough to do it. You would not hear it sizzling, and you'd end up with stewed meat, which is why some people say, oh, it's not very good for cooking meat. It's brilliant for cooking meat. And remember, it slow cooks too. So it does so many great
No
things.
frying pan, no additional pans to clean.
No, it's clean and easy.
Clean the
This is a
hob.
great recipe. All right, so when that's cooking, let me just show you, or just talk to you a little bit about, just to fill in time, the VacuSeal system. So if you're investing in a Thermomix this month, not only, I'm finding it safe, not only you're going to get an extra bowl blading lid, which is a super cool thing to have.
Ooh.
I know. You're going to get the VacuSeal system. And if you follow me, you know I love it. And if you're one of my customers, I know you love it because I see you constantly buying these, which is fabulous.
I'm always amazed at how long things last, particularly vegetables or ham or
Absolutely.
actually everything. It just lasts. The cheese, we put cheese in there and it just lasts for weeks.
This coriander, this is now going on to 5 weeks. Look at it. You can see it's nearly all gone. And I'm just going to pick off a few more leaves. So I washed it and dried it really well in the sun just before I popped it in here. But, you know, I'd be lucky if I get a few days out of coriander normally. It is such a good investment. So when you get a Thermomix at the moment, you will actually get one of each of the size of the VacuSeals. You're going to get the big mother one, and I keep all my kind of Asian...
Why is there a mother one?
Because it's big and it's
Okay,
superior. I keep all my aromatics in here, and I have another one where I keep all my spinach and stuff. And then you're going to get one of the medium-sized ones, and I cooked a chicken up this morning, so that's gone in there, and we will enjoy that for the week, and it will stay lovely and fresh and enjoyable for the week. And you're going to get the little baby one, which is great. Back to the coriander. Just remember these.
And the sucker.
Oh, and the sucker. You're going to get the wand, as it's called. That is what takes the air out. And of course, as you probably know, it's the air that's going to deteriorate your food. So don't forget, don't throw away those roots because they are fabulous. Now, I'm going to stop this a minute before it finishes because I like my meat cooked not quite as long. I'm just going to stop that now. Fantastic. So, hitting next, it's now telling us to transfer that into a thermal server.
What was in there? Just the meat and olive oil?
Just the meat and the sesame oil.
Sesame oil.
So
it smells so good already.
So it's actually just showing you here. Oh, it's just lovely. So that's gone in.
Can't see it.
I'll show you in a second. It's got browning there at the bottom where it's actually caramelized. So lots of good stuff. So it's telling me to pop it into a thermoserver. Now this is the baby thermoserver, which is going to be big enough for us to hold all of this beautiful meat. And popping all that in.
So it's not fully cooked, it's just seared, is that right?
If you want it to be fully cooked, then you'd go for the full time. But because this is going to go in and have a little bit more cooking, I like to take it about early because we like our meat kind of medium rare-ish. So you've got control. You are in control. Thermomix is not in control of you. You can tell it what to do. You can add less things, more things, etc. All right. So
I should have married one of those.
Now remember, this is the baby thermoserver. We have a range of thermoservers. They are available as a host reward, and all you need to do to get one of those is to get a couple of your friends, family together, Zoom in face to face, contact your consultant, contact me if you don't have a consultant or if you're my customer. Let's have a bit of fun with your friends, show them the Thermomix, because you know that they're going to be thanking you for getting a Thermomix once they start cooking because it's so amazing. All right, so, and then you get the host rewards. There's 10 different things to choose from. So a little bit more sesame oil now is going in here. Just a little bit, okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add in, it's telling us to add in another 300 grams of beef. So what I've just cooked is enough for 2. If I wanted to double this recipe, which you can, you have to do the beef in stages, otherwise you're not going to get that lovely seared kind of thing happening. So I don't need to do this other 300 grams, so I'm just going to move forward and click done and move forward. So now we are on, beef is all cooked, and now we're going to head on to some of those aromats. So I'm going to pop in there some garlic, 2 cloves of garlic. If I'm halving it, I do 1, but I like to do 2. And some fresh ginger is going in as well. Right.
We love our garlic
Sesame
here.
oil I've added in. And we're going to pop the lid on.
Keeps the Gold Coast vampires away.
Yeah, fresh garlic is so healthy, and you know, if possible, try and buy Australian garlic. You know, it's not been bleached, which is a good thing. And off we go now, 4 seconds, chopping the ginger and the garlic down in the sesame oil.
Why would you bleach garlic?
The Chinese garlic is actually bleached, which is why it's so white.
Asian garlic, you mean?
Yeah, the Asian garlic, sorry. So 3 seconds, come on guys. I mean, what machine do you know can chop like that in 3 seconds?
That's these bloody supermarkets. They expect every single vegetable to look perfect.
Well, it's actually good. Woolies have the Odd Bunch now, which I love. So you can buy a bag of disformed veggies, all sorts of shapes, like carrots with maybe 3 bits to it or whatever. And they're so much cheaper and really, really good.
I don't like all these anymore. When you were in Bali, I did shopping for the week, and I helped myself to a banana from the children's selection, and I got told off.
Well, Andrew, you're not a child. Okay, so into that now, into the chopped garlic, and we're going to add some red onion, which has been sliced, so that's going in. And next, we're also going to add some capsicum, which has been kind of sliced thinly or julienne. And we're going to add in the carrot. So very simple. Okay, hitting next. And again, we're going to stir fry this at high heat, which you can do with the TM6, not with the others. So
I was telling Collette today, I was looking at an article about how much sugar we eat each day, and I couldn't believe it. And these 2 doctors were talking about that on average, based upon the processed foods we eat, and that each of us will consume about 40 tablespoons full of sugar every day. I still find that hard to believe, but they said, look, just things like tomato ketchup and any processed meats and processed foods. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, it's good. It's interesting.
And this, and of course, you're not adding any sugar.
Yep. The knife, the little utility knife, as you know, is on sale in the mix shop. It is a crazy cheap price. You know I love these. You see me use them every time I do a live.
Crazy cheap. How cheap is it, Collette?
I can't remember. It's like, I think it's under $20 or something for a really good quality knife. It's less, I think it's about 60% off. Crazy. And I know lots of you have bought it already. So get it out and start using it. They're brilliant.
Actually, I use that one for just about everything. It cuts cheese brilliantly.
Oh, they're my favourite knives. Absolutely my favourite knives. Okay, so
Grant and Michael are having a bevy with us. So
oh,
cheers, Grant.
Grant and Michael.
Cheers.
Hi, you guys. All right, so this is the yellow curry. It's a separate recipe on Cookie Dough. Now, if you're time poor and you're making this up midweek just as a quick meal, because it's going to be on the table in under half an hour, bonus, you can go out and you can buy a jar of yellow curry paste, Thai yellow curry paste from Woolies.
No.
But listen.
I've tried this a bit earlier. Collette gave me a try of this, and this is... And Collette said, I tasted it and I thought... And then it took about 2 or 3 seconds, and then Collette says, it's layers of flavour. And that's what it is. You can just taste flavour after flavour. And that was just the sauce by itself. This is dynamic.
All right, let's go back one step. So, if you've got kids and you're working and life is busy, be kind to yourself.
Yeah, no.
You know the Thermomix can actually do this in half an hour, which is going to be great for a midweek meal.
I mean, if you make that up, how long will it last?
Andrew, please, just stop interrupting.
How long will that last?
This will last 4 days in the fridge, but you can freeze it. All right, so let's
make
go
a
back.
large quantity.
So you can buy a jar of yellow curry paste, and on the back it will give you a mix of what you actually add to water that down. So it's usually a bit of coconut water, coconut milk, and then you can create a version of this. But I have to say, I think this is one of the most beautiful things on Cookie Dough. It is crazy good. Crazy is a good word for today.
It's the dog's bollocks.
It doesn't take a lot of your time to make, but typically in those Indonesian or in those kind of Indonesian curries, you've got red curry, which is your red chilies. You've got your green curry, which is your green chilies, your basil and coriander. Your yellow curry, traditionally your yellow curry, turmeric, galangal, those kind of things. So this made from scratch, you'll need to visit your Asian supermarket. You want to get, some lemongrass, It calls for Malacca leaves, which are basically kaffir lime leaves, so you can sub for those quite happily. And you know, those usual kind of aromatics that you'd find. I have some of this in the freezer, but I will make this up. I will double this batch every single time. It is that good. You've got to make it, guys. And you'll know where I'm coming from.
I know I'm ranting on a bit, but I think at our age we've got to the point where we don't eat just to make ourselves full up. We eat because of the flavours and the textures, and this yellow curry sauce is just, it's superb.
So just showing you a little bit here. So you basically, you know, you're just cooking your aromats, and you add coconut water, coconut milk, and you know, it's actually cooked at high heat, so it's a TM6 recipe, and then you strain it off as well. So there's all sorts of things in here, you know, chunky things like lemongrass, you know, lime, kaffir lime leaves, you know, turmeric, galangal, etc. So all in it. It is so good. You've got to try it. Highly recommend it. All right, so about 24 minutes to go, and we're nearly there.
24 seconds.
24 seconds, and we're nearly there, which is great.
Anyone going to try making this yellow curry sauce? Or yellow curry, well, beef yellow curry. It's always interesting. You go out to restaurants, and particularly Thai restaurants, and we'll always have the green curry. It's one of Colette's favourites, and not often we have yellow curry in a Thai restaurant.
No. So typically, your red curry, so this here now, is all beautifully kind of stir-fried, worked down, some more flavour. So typically your red curry is the hot one, your green curry is the not so hot one, and then in between you'll have the yellow curry, which is generally not really hot. It's a little bit sweeter, but it is very, very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to add 150 grams of this beautiful yellow
Good question
curry.
from Kat, Patrick's
Yeah.
30-year-old, no, 30, Patrick's the 30-year-old partner. Can you substitute peanuts for cashews? Because we know, of course, Patrick
Yes,
won't have
absolutely, Kat. So it's only for the garnish, so that's the only time they're actually used in this recipe.
So, Kat, hopefully you're going to make Patrick a very special day today, on his 30th birthday.
It's my son's 30th birthday, my eldest son, 30th birthday. He is such a gentleman. He really is. Do you remember, Andrew, when we used to have a big craft shop, and when Patrick was at school, he'd come in and work in the shop, and you'd have heated discussions because he felt he needed to open the door for the older ladies going in and out. They loved him to pieces.
I always asked him, when people left, hadn't bought anything, and Patrick would say, thank you, goodbye. I said to him, why are you saying thank you? You didn't buy anything. I said, well, just thank you for, you know, being alive and breathing and coming in the shop.
I'm going to add in now some bamboo shoots just to finish this off. So this is about half a jar that I've got here. Okay. Yum.
And we'd often get customers who would just want to be served by Patrick.
Yeah, they would.
He'd cut their patchwork fabric for them, he'd have a chat.
Okay, so the bamboo shoots have gone in, and now I just want to check. So because we've been chatting and all the rest of it, I want to make sure I haven't missed a step. So just as a reminder, the way you do that, whenever you see 3 dots in Thermoland, click on that. There's always more behind it. So I'm going to click on the 3 dots, and I'm going to go into the recipe detail. I just want to make sure. So going down here, so I've added the onion cups and carrots, curry sauce. Okay, add curry sauce, bamboo shoots, and cook without measuring, cook, transferred into the bowl. Okay, got it.
So Kat made Patrick some homemade gyozas for lunch. She loves.
She spoils him. She's such a good cook. She really is a good cook. All right. So now this is going to just cook for a final few minutes. And so it's just incorporating the sauce. I'm just going to put a little bit more sauce in because we do like our sauce. So it's going to be a little bit saucier than normal.
So everyone keeps asking, this yellow curry sauce on Cookie Doo?
It's on Cookie Doo. And I'll put a link up. It is literally just called Thai yellow curry sauce. So if I go home and head into my, I wonder if I can do this, my weekly plan, my week, I'll show you. Yep, so there's the yellow curry sauce. So that's the one there. Absolutely fabulous.
Dandelion Restaurant.
Yeah,
Where's that?
so it's a chef. This is a chef's recipe. He gave us this to use.
Where is Dandelion Restaurant?
Not sure. It sounds as though it belongs down in Melbourne, but I'm not 100% sure. It could actually even be in Thailand or in Bali. We were actually given it as on our Thermofest trip to Bali, you know, when the top consultants head off and get totally spoiled. Bookmark taking me back in, so that's now cooking. All right, so we'll just let that build those flavours up. So heading on back into, so Thermomix. If you don't have a TM6 yet, great time to buy one now. I was speaking to somebody yesterday, and apologies if you're there listening. They just got married, and their family had got together and bought them a Thermomix as a present, and they weren't sure about it. And I did about an hour and a half with them, just running through bits and pieces one-on-one and talking about how they might use it. She was vegan, and as I started going into it more and more, she was just getting so much more excited. You know, the hundreds and hundreds of vegan recipes that make life interesting. There is just so much on here, and seriously, by the time I finished, it was a case of, they were saying, I'm so glad that we've got this machine. We don't need anything else. And I know they're going to have so much fun in the kitchen with their Thermomix. And we went into the meal planning, ordering your groceries from Woolies, which is a game changer. And if you're my customer, it's something I really dive into in detail, because if you can get into that habit of meal planning with your Thermomix, you can get a nice little picture plan you can pop on the fridge so everyone gets excited about what they're having. Press a button and up pops your shopping list. Check that against what you've got so you're not double buying. And then press a button, order it from Woolies, and the next day going home, picking it up from Woolies and making sure you've got a good half hour to sort it out. Seriously.
How do you go home, Carl?
And some of my customers are amazing. There's this little growing trend of them now, and it's something I don't do, but probably if I had family I might do. They've gone to Kmart and they've bought these cheap little plastic containers, and they've labelled them up Monday to Sunday, and they've got a set in the pantry and they've got a set in the fridge, and when they get home they will put whatever they need for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I've got to say this aroma from this, it is.
But yeah, it does so much. So a great time to buy this offer, this really good offer that we've got with the extra bowl and the factory seal. Andrew, I'm trying to tell people about
this smell is just beautiful.
This ends on the 21st of this month, so please don't contact me on the 22nd. There's nothing I'll be able to do. It is good. Now this is for dinner tonight, Andrew. This is not for lunch.
Well, there's like a half a gallon of saliva around me at the moment. And I've convinced Collette to make some naan bread for me. And I said, well, naan bread doesn't go with Thai curry, but scooping up. I think the Asians got it right. Eat with your fingers. Get naan bread, scoop up the curry and the curry sauce and a bit of rice. That's just a wonderful way to eat it. Oh, dear.
Nearly there, guys. Nearly there. But please try this recipe. And don't forget, when you are on Cookie Doo, rate it, because that helps everybody else. So every recipe on Cookie Doo has got the star rating, and the way that you can rate the recipe after you've cooked it and tried it is to click on the stars, anywhere on the stars, and then up will come blank stars, and you just choose which one you want to rate it as, and that's really good for helping people. Okay, we'll say it's done.
You're right, Kat. Patrick would have naan bread, but he'll have a roll. He'll have a bread roll with absolutely anything. Yeah, anything at all. He'll have a bread roll. He'll make a sandwich from, even his Weetabix, he'd have a roll. Put it in a roll.
So I'm just now going to just give that a little bit of a toss in that sauce. So this is a little bit saucier. You saw me putting in more sauce, because we do love our sauce.
I just wish people could smell this. You're going to have to make it just to smell this aroma, because it is just...
It is. I always choose the good ones, eh? Alright, so I'm just going to just pop this up. Onto a plate.
Have you made rice?
No, so I'm making the rice tonight, Andy, so this is just going to be, this will be, the serving for two that we will have. And those beautiful aromatics, that extra gravy, that extra sauce that I put in. Oh my God, it does smell incredible. So good. All right, so that's all good. It's just making sure you just wipe your edge before popping it in. So that's looking good. And then, of course, just to finish that off, always dressing up, because you eat with your eyes, you know what I'm like. So always need a nice little bit of green. So just sprinkling a little bit of this spring onion base on there, which will be lovely. And I am going to pop on some coriander, as you would expect to have. And then, of course, red chili, because we like our red chili. And then just to finish off, I've roasted some lovely cashews. This is the only place the cashews are used. So if you have that nut allergy, you can just miss those out.
Okay, so cats, you don't need to just put some peanuts on if you want.
Yeah, peanuts on, a little bit of lime on the side. Come on, guys. On the table in half an hour, if you've made that curry, the yellow curry sauce. How good does that look? So just a little taste, Andy, not a big taste, all right? Because it's not for dinner. It's not for lunchtime.
I'll put a bit of chili on there, please.
Chili on there.
Yep. Okay.
There you go. It is so, so delicious.
What's amazing is that the beef, was cooked for 10 minutes?
Well, no, it was actually only cooked. I pulled it off about 4 minutes.
It's soft, but just give me to have some of that sauce by itself. Just the sauce.
There's a little bit in here.
You could just eat that without the meat.
It is such a good sauce, and of course the sauce really does make that curry. So, on a Sunday, whip up big double batch of that sauce.
Oh, it's so
freeze
good.
It so it's ready for me
so
to
good.
eat. Yeah, I reckon it's up there in my top curries, to be honest. It's not spicy, it's not hot, a little bit sweet. Yep, Andrew?
It's all those. It's like a sort of typical Thai dish. It's, sweet, sour, salty.
And if you were fed that in a restaurant, would you be happy?
You'd give them a 5-star rating and you'd go back.
This is restaurant quality Thai food. Seriously. It is amazing, the Thermomix.
I mean, not everything out of the Thermomix is restaurant quality, but
no.
But there are some dishes, and this is definitely one of them.
There's a lot of them that are, but so this is good.
Kristen says she can smell it from Tassie.
It is so good. All right, so that is that gorgeous curry for you to have a little think about, look it up. I'll put a link up on my post so you can head straight to that recipe. Now, before you go, you know what I'm going to ask you, so important, as a thank you to me for the time I'm putting into this. Please just hit that share button now while you remember, and leave a comment. And of course, tomorrow, same time, same place, I am sharing with you my beautiful, I love this dessert. It's a tropical Eton mess with a beautiful passion fruit.
So tropical what?
Eton mess. So crushed meringue. So we're going to be
Eton
doing
mess.
meringue. We're going to be doing curds.
Oh, I remember
we're
this.
going to
Yeah.
be whipping cream, and you can imagine all that together. It is right up there in my desserts. I love it so much. Your shares, your likes, your comments kind of empower me to keep going with the live, so I really appreciate that in my business. And of course, if you already have a consultant, reach out to them if you want to ask questions about Mix Shop or anything else. If you don't have an active consultant, by all means reach out. I'd love to adopt you. And if you're my customers, you know how to get hold of me. It's easy to do that. So have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. I look forward to touching base with you tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Eton Mess. You can't have this now.
That's 1 o'clock Australian Queensland time.
That's correct, yes, because I know we have changed time.
You need to give me a small bit more. There's more sauce in there.
You can finish off what's left in the bowl, but I'm going to wrap this up now.
Tip that bowl into my mouth.
And I'm going to actually just warm this up using the warm-up mode on the TM6. So remember, whenever you use the warm-up mode, you need to pop in the butterfly, okay? And then you set the temperature. So I'll set this for about 85 degrees. And then the Thermomix will warm this up really kindly, keeping all that moisture in, and it will call me when everything is hitting that temperature, which is great.
And I still love the bonus is still, look, just one bowl. Isn't that brilliant?
And it's going to clean itself in a minute. Yay! All right, guys, you have a beautiful Saturday.
I'm going to lick it out.
I'll speak to you again soon. Bye, everyone.